things get shitty, yes, but they never stay shitty. And no matter how shitty they feel in a moment, it is going to get better. And I just wanted to piggyback that, Colin, into your blue sky thinking, because I think me and you both have a very similar philosophy that way, where we do get down. I have shitty days. I have days where I'm just like, oh, why is this happening? Or why is this? Or am I ever going to get out of this? And then it just clicks. And it's like, of course you're going to get out of this. Of course you're going to get out of this, because it's never not happened.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are right on time, and the systems are all working. It's 11 a.m. Welcome to Authentic Hustle Live.
There you go, Colin. Miracles do happen. Miracles
do happen. Everything's working today. We're live. This is episode 41.
42. We're on 42.
Sorry, 40.
And here he is,
VJ.
Here comes he has made it just in time.
Yeah, I think VJ is 42. Are you 42, VJ? How old are you?
I don't think he can hear us.
I don't think he can hear us. He's just talking to himself.
We'll let VJ work out his audio issues, and we'll just keep rolling.
That's right. VJ will join us. Welcome, everybody. Episode 42 of the Authentic Hustle.
42.
Here we go. I can't believe we're at 42, but we are. And you know what? I think we have some good stuff to talk about. VJ is trying to. Oh, there he is.
Hey, can you hear us, VJ? There he is.
I can hear you guys. Sorry.
Oh, he's got his radio voice on. Yeah,
that's right.
That's a good radio voice, VJ.
That's right.
Good morning, guys.
VJ,
good morning.
We are good morning. Episode 42, my friend. 42 sessions with myself and with
42.
Kelly.
And hey, we have literally never missed a week of this show.
We have not.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you know what? I think the only time, the week of Christmas, maybe we won't have one.
You know what? I was actually thinking, and I think we can agree to that now. I do think that we will skip the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
But that will be the only week that we do skip for AH.
Yeah. So we'll do Christmas caroling with Authentic live the week before.
That's right.
VJ, I hope you're up on your Christmas carols. Are you?
Yeah, let's do singing just before Christmas. Like, why not? Like,
let's save them. Let's save these poor people from our singing voice.
That'll be good.
How are you guys doing?
All right. Doing real good. How about you?
Good. Very good.
Yeah. We came up with the topic today before you came on, VJ, and it's when the fit hits the shan. So if you can do a little mad gab there and change the words around, there is a song. There is a song that's called that. So I have a little bit of that going on in my life. Kelly's had some of that going on in his life, and I'm sure you have too. Interesting enough, when I got to the gym this morning, I clicked on Kelly's podcast and I said, hey, it's Wednesday. There's a new podcast. And it was very, very timely just in my life. Kelly can get into it, but I don't know if you've heard it yet, VJ. It was basically, I'll just keep saying it, when the fit hits the shan, and you can figure out the rest.
I got it, yeah.
You basically have to bend a knee, get down, and ask for help.
100%.
And so, Kelly, maybe why don't you lead off with that?
Yeah, like, I guess ultimately, I did a show that was just about you are going to be okay. And what it wasn't the planned show, by the way. Let me just reiterate that. Sometimes a show just has to happen. There's plenty of times where I'll go to my show plans list and I'll be like, this is supposed to be the show this week, but the show we are going to have is a very different show. And that is exactly what happened when I sat down yesterday to start writing. It was funny because, we just got our fireplace going. So, you guys know me. I'm a huge advocate of my in-house fireplace. I love to write my show plans by them. I love to have coffees with them in the morning. It just makes me feel good. It's my happy place. Yeah. And I had the fire going and I was laying on the floor getting ready to write out the show plan to episode 291. And I was sitting down with Shelby and I was like, this is the show that I wanted to do. but this isn't the show that I have to do. And she's like, no, like after the week you had, you have a very different show to make. She knew exactly what I was talking about. But it was really a motivational episode because I had an absolutely crazy Friday. Like, long story short, I had two of the biggest interviews I've had for all of 2025 back to back last Friday. And I ended up getting a call or a text from a client very early just saying that, like, the company is running into some challenges. We need to discuss the contract. And I'm thinking, shit, like, I have no way to deal with this. I don't even know the context of what's going on. I normally I would be on the phone and be like, hey, how can I help? What's going on? But I couldn't do that. I didn't have time. I was 20 minutes from the start of a very big interview. And I just, honestly, guys, I just got down on one knee and I said a prayer. And I asked for forgiveness. I asked for courage. And I asked to become the man that I was always meant to be. And I got up, I felt better, and I absolutely crushed out both of those interviews. They were like two of the biggest interviews, like I said, I've had all year. They were exceptional. They just both went off without a hitch. They're both great interviews. I can't wait to release them in 2026. But right after that, I got on the call with that client and we had a great conversation. And I said, look, like, I'm on your corner. I'm here to help. And he agreed that, I think the best help is to finish up the contract. We only had a few more months left. Let's finish it up. Let's, set them up for success. So that went well. And then literally right off the coattails of that, I had a proposal out in the ether waiting for approval. And right after that, guys, that proposal came back in. We love it. We agreed on the pricing. And, I have my kickoff meeting next week to discuss how we move forward. So that happened
That's
on the
awesome.
exact same day. Right after that, I got another call from an organization. I'm not going to name them yet, but an organization here in Edmonton who wants to discuss how we can partner up here in 2026 to help entrepreneurs and tech leaders. So, like, it was just like one thing after another. And believe it or not, you would think that that's it, right? No. I get another call from one of my past clients saying, hey, I'm moving over to another organization here. I want you to meet the new CEO. They need what you offer. And so it was just like, it started off with a place of like scarcity. I was scared. I was like, it's friggin' Christmas time. Like, I don't want to lose this right now. It went from that to being like, not only are you going to be okay, here is what the next 12 months looks like for you. And so it just made me realize, at the end of the day, you're going to be okay. And if this was the first time that this has happened, I would say, okay, fair enough, like fluke, right? Fair. This isn't the first time that this happened. About 15 months ago, I'd been working with a large enterprise client here in the city. I'd ran and set up their entire BD program. And 2 years into that organization, I got on a call with the president. And he said, look, Cal, like, the organization, there's some big internal changes happening here. I'm out. Like, as the CEO, I'm out. I'm doing other things. This contract is going to be wrapping up. You have about 2 months left before it's toast. And he's like, you've done great work. The whole company is just going to become something else. And so that was like shocking. I was not prepped and ready for that one. That kind of came out of the blue. And I kid you not like a day or two later, I got a phone call saying, hey, I just bought a new company. I need some help with the business development strategy and setup. Are you available? And like, dude, like, in 2 years, I hadn't gotten that call. Just throwing that out there. Like, the timing, It's divine timing, right? And it truly makes me believe that there's a higher power. First off, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, I do believe in God. You believe in whatever you want. Karma, God, the universe, it doesn't matter. There is a higher power out there looking out for each and every one of us. And when what is it? Not when shit hits the fan. I don't know, Colin. I don't know your words.
The fit hits. The fit hits the shan.
All I'm suggesting here is that when that happens and you are truly in trouble, the right things just fall into place. The right things fall into place. And like I said, it's happened to me before. It's happened to me again, and it will happen again. And I'm not saying that, like, don't try because everything is just going to fall into the place for you. No, you have all gone through many hardships in your life, right? I've been through all of it, man. Like, I've lost friends. Like, they passed away young. I've lost many relationships. I've lost jobs. I've lost hobbies that I loved. I've lost a lot, but every single one of those things made me a tougher person. Every single one of those things made me the entrepreneur, the leader that I have become today. I don't think that I would be the person I am today without every hardship I've been through. And so it's like, no, like the universe is not going to take hardships off the table for you. Not a chance. What I'm saying is it's not going to let you drown. So you have to go through the hardships to become the person you are today. But when shit hits the fan and you are really on that like last point where you're like, I need help. When you get on that knee and say, listen, I don't know what the plan is. I have a direction I'm going and I need your help to do it. You'll be surprised what comes.
Mm-hmm. Well, VJ.
Go ahead. I mean, I didn't have anything spontaneous to respond.
I do a little bit.
Go ahead.
It really impacted me when I listened to Kelly talk about the wins that came when he was going through some adversity, right? And it's easy to make it sound like, okay, as soon as it gets so bad, it's just going to quickly turn around and get good. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is you have to be open to believing. You have to be open to whether it's your faith or whatever you call it. I was thinking about the reason, we pray in business. It's not a tactic. It's not a shortcut. It's almost a transformation, right? It's something that we believe in, and we're believing for a better good, or, maybe when you're praying that way is how can we serve better? What can we do better for the community and, for the culture of our business, that type of thing. How it came about when I was talking to Kelly was we're going through some things here again, just business struggles, hurdles, I guess I would call them. And they're nothing new. It's a new type of hurdle, but a hurdle's not new, right? It's just how are we going to get through this? We're going to do what we can as a person or as a leader, and then we're going to need bigger help, right?
Yeah.
We're going to bring the big. It's like if you want to move more dirt, bring in a bigger machine.
Yeah,
right.
That's and that's kind of what we're focused on right now. So is it fun when you're in it? No, it's never to be fun walking through mud up to your knees, right?
No.
It's always fun when you get out. And like Kelly was saying is he was able to step out and overcome those obstacles, right? With some new wins, with stuff he's been working on. That wasn't a lottery. He didn't just step into all these wins. He's been doing BD. He's been doing, he's been planting seed. He's been cultivating. He's been harvesting. And then he's reaping the rewards, if you will, of what he's been working on. Right. So I think the premise is also we can't stop working.
Yes.
Right. We can't just sit back and go, okay, well, it's going to come in, right? It's really bad. It's going to come in. No, you have to continue working. You have to continue planting the seed. You have to, we have to water it. We have to continue moving in our business. And that's what we're doing right now. Like we're having some really, really stressful times in the one business. And we're just trying to figure out, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? Do we shift on the fly? Because you can shift on the fly and make worse mistakes, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You can start going downhill, but we really need to gear down so we can go up, and that's kind of what we're doing. And this will sound weird. It's kind of fun because we learn new things. The process is fun. What we're going through isn't fun. Right. Mm-hmm. Because we know we're going to dumb it down and we're going to devise it all out and come out ahead. It's just what the heck do you do in between? Right.
Yeah.
In between here and here is the hard space. And I think VJ, you were going through this a few months ago, right? Where you said, I think you said you noticed a few tears drop down your cheek at times, right? Where you're like, holy frick, is this hard? Right?
Yeah.
We all know that the outcome is going to, we are going to win, right? We win in the end. But it's walking through to get there. VJ, what are you thinking? Like, I can see your mind is at work there. And I just want to know what's going on.
No, it is really hard. I've shared many times. It's I call it the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, doubt. You have it all the time. I'm not an exception to it. I go through it a lot. Sometimes I share it in the podcast conversations. It is definitely sometimes lonely. The journey is super, super lonely, and Brad Warren, right?
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said it also. Yes, it does get lonely at the top, and like the other option is also like sometimes it also gets lonely at the bottom. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think you're at the top. Sometimes like you're also lonely at the bottom. So it depends on how you process it. So yes, it is true. I go through it a lot, and courage. Yes, I think there's a higher superpower. I agree with Kelly. We do pray. I do believe in God, and I think it gives a lot of courage when there's absolutely no hope. And instantly, I mean, when I hearing to sermons and whatnot, it's like, can you be thankful and grateful? I try and do all of that, but at some still it does get like uncertain and like lonely and challenging. How you navigate that, I don't know. I think it's family for me personally. I think my wife has been of tremendous support. She has been like constantly. I mean, I think without family, I wouldn't be anywhere. So I give 100% kudos to them. So everything they see online and all the shine and glitter, it's great. But at the same time, it's at home. It's very different. Like when we actually going through hard times. So my 100% credit goes to like God definitely, but goes to family. So that's how I'm at least going through it and sailing through it. So yeah.
You know what? As you were talking, I just had this picture in my mind of, and this is how I am. I'm always on the opposite spectrum, if you will. Is one of the best things we can do is climb up the stairs, get to the top of the slide. The highest slide is the most fun, right? If you will, whether it's a water slide or just a slide. And then when you get to the bottom, though, you look and you go, holy frick, I got to go all the way back up there to make this happen again. Right.
Right.
And I was just thinking of it. That is how business is, though. Right. That's how life is. It's like, okay, there's all these steps. I'm going to get up there and then it's going to be wicked fun coming down.
Right.
When I hit the bottom, I hit the bottom. Now I got to do it all again. Right. And that's what empowers us to go back up again. Right. And I think we talked about it on here before is I don't remember where I heard it, but it said, when you climb a mountain, what's behind that mountain? Another mountain.
Another mountain.
Another mountain. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount of people that go, that's amazing. I just want to climb another mountain. Right. That's what we're doing. Right. But what are we bringing with us? What are we using for empowerment, nutrition to get there? That's what it is. And I really loved what Kelly said. Like, I just keep going back to it, is he basically said, I had to get down on one knee, right? And say a prayer and be vulnerable. And that's kind of what I believe in too, right? Not kind of, it is what I believe in, and it's what I rely on, right? If I rely on myself, or if I can phone you 30 times a day, VJ, and but there's only so much you can do or I can do for you, right?
Right.
I can't make those things happen. I can't fulfill that. I can't. You have no faith in me. You have faith in me as a friend, but that's about it. And thanks for only having that.
Right. There's nothing we can do, actually. I 100% agree with that. But didn't mean to interrupt, Kelly. I said that to my wife also. I mean, like I'm going through certain things. My friend is going through certain things. I mean, there's nothing I could do except call him and say it's going to be okay. Just the process, it's going to be okay. I mean, just give hope, reassurance, and one thing to probably tune out of that is like, I stopped watching movies for a long time, and we don't have Netflix or anything at home, like, because for all a good or bad reason we don't have it. And most recently, I mean, like, the only way to tune out, there's a loop of thinking that is constantly going on. Right. Yeah. I mean, the only way to escape is through fiction, actually. I mean, I don't like fiction.
Right.
I'm not a fiction fan. I like nonfiction documentaries. That's my thing, podcast. But at rare occurrences, actually, fiction kind of tunes you out for a couple hours, actually. So your mind kind of like resets for a couple hours and comes back. That's one thing beyond praying and whatnot. So my biggest struggle right now is actually to come out of the loop. And to come back again. So that's something I'm processing. And other one I'm also looking at is, in terms of processing, this is like perspective, to be able to zoom out, because I tend to take myself too seriously. It doesn't matter. I matter, but I don't matter also. I think both are true. Because when I zoom out and look at perspective, there are so many things I've actually achieved, and be grateful for that. And there are so many people around the world, millions of them actually struggling in a different way, in a different place. So
Yeah.
when I zoom out and look at perspective, and my wife was sharing for a coworker, and he has one living room and living with his mom and dad. He's like 38 years old, and like mom is walking behind, dad is walking behind. So just that's their home, right? And so when you look at perspective, we are so thankful for wherever we are, and to be able to climb up to build on that, the perspective helps also. So just wanted to leave that. Yeah,
that's good.
I love that. I want to just hop in because I am such a huge fan of reading fiction books. And VJ, I would say that I'm right there with you. I love self-help. Don't get me wrong. I read my fair share of self-help as well. But I'm a true believer that you have to stagger your self-help with like a great novel. Like I love listening to Stephen King novels. I'm a huge fan of it. It is probably the best book in fiction ever written, in my opinion. I love it. It's 40 hours to listen to, by the way. If you ever want to listen to the audiobook, it's 40 hours. And I did do it. And I still say to this day, it's probably the best fiction book I've ever listened to. But for me, you're absolutely right. It's the same kind of reason. It's like you have to be able to check out from the business world. And if you're constantly working and then listening to self-help books, you are going to get self-helped out. So what I say is this: always stagger them. Have a self-help book and then listen to a nice novel, and it'll help you mentally. But Colin, I want to go back to what we were talking about with faith. You have to have faith that it's going to be okay. You have to. Because it's that faith that will carry you through the tough times. And you may not be able to see what's coming, right? It might look pretty bleak. Every moment, the dark moments always feel like it's never going to end. You're stuck in this mess and there's no way out. But understand, there's always a way out. Things never stay shitty forever. I think if there's one universal truth that I've learned in my life, not just in business, but in life, things get shitty, yes, but they never stay shitty. And no matter how shitty they feel in a moment, it is going to get better. And I just wanted to piggyback that, Colin, into your blue sky thinking, because I think me and you both have a very similar philosophy that way, where, you know, we do get down. I have shitty days. I have days where I'm just like, oh, why is this happening? Or why is this? Or am I ever going to get out of this? And then it just clicks. And it's like, of course you're going to get out of this. Of course you're going to get out of this, because it's never not happened.
Well, you know what I think? I heard it once said, the reason we get mad at God or whatever we do when we're going through it is because we have faith, right? That's the only reason. If we didn't have faith, we wouldn't get upset, right? Faith is believing that things are going to get better. Nobody believes things are going to get worse, right? That's not a belief. Oh, I believe it's going to get worse. That'd be really weird, right? But
I'm sure there's somebody.
I'm sure there's. Yeah, well, the ostrich who puts his head in the sand, he does for sure, right?
Yeah.
Or, but if you think about it, that is the only reason we would get upset, or, you know, why God, why is this happening to me? Because we have faith.
Sure.
Right. If you have faith to believe, right, things are going to get better, right? The outcome's going to get better. And you know what? And we still go through things that didn't turn out our way. That's not what that means.
Many things.
Right.
Yeah.
Many things. It's how we deal with it, right? It's how we face adversity. It's how we let it affect us.
Colin,
right?
But here's the thing. If everything turned out the way we wanted it to, we would fucking hate our lives. Sorry, apologize for my language. We would hate our lives because we are really bad at choosing what's right for us. I just hate to say that, but it's true. Like if 16-year-old Kelly was making decisions for 35, 36-year-old Kelly, I would be like, you are an idiot. Quit making these horrible decisions, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. That's the thing. It's like you have to have a higher faith. I think maybe the other side to that too, Colin, is that the best opportunities, and me and you have talked about this endlessly.
Yeah.
The best opportunities you never see coming. You just don't, because we can't plan for them. The stuff that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, has in store for you is bigger and better than you could plan for yourself.
That's right. That's right. I heard it this way too, and I believe in God and I believe in heaven. I heard when you know, you get to heaven and God says, or you say, "Well, what's that?" "Oh, that's a room full of these gifts." "Well, who are those for?" "Well, those were for you. You just never asked for them." Right? Ooh, right? Or that type of thing. Right? It's like, oh, okay. Could I have them now? Right. But if you think about it, that ties in with what we believe, that ties in with faith, that ties in with all of it, right? Like we have to ask, we have to believe, we, you know, if if you're not asking, you're not believing. Like you said, Kelly, you got down on one knee, you asked because you have faith to believe, right? You believe in a positive outcome. You believe good things are going to come your way, right? And that is blue sky thinking, right?
100%.
That good things are. And you know what? I have no problem. I have to reset my emotions often, just like anybody.
Yeah.
But I reset them to, live in a blue sky moment, right? Like how are we going to get out of this? And we do, even what we're going through right now, we're discovering daily that we have to keep a positive attitude, or we're all just going to stick our heads in the sand, right? Because that's kind of like turning the TV off, turning the news off, not listening to it. Like I don't think, to me in my lifetime, and maybe it's just the way I pay attention to things or don't pay attention to them. I don't know if there's been a worse time for me to watch politics. That's just the way it is. Right? Like I'm like, I don't even think this is politics. I'm not sure if it's Saturday Night Live, if it's
Epstein files.
Epstein. Yeah. Is it yeah, that's all it is. Right. That's all it is. Because at the end of it, and the world is watching. Right. And I think the world is laughing. Like, I think there's world leaders going like, this is who we're competing with? Mm-hmm. This is really what's going on. And, and then I was at the gym the other morning and this guy said to me, and he is the king of politics. I don't know why he's attracted to saying hi to me or whatever it is. And he's like, so what do you think is going to happen with the budget vote? And I'm like, here we go. It's 5 a.m. And I said, I have zero ability to change what happens today.
Yeah.
And I said, but I guess we'll have the conversation tomorrow, right? He hasn't been to the gym since. I don't know if he's still driving in one direction or where he went or what he's doing. But he said, I don't know what I'm going to do if the budget gets passed. And I'm like, what do you have to do with it?
Yeah.
Like, and so then I'm not going to get political, but I'm just like, okay, wake up tomorrow. Let's go. Let's deal with what we have to deal with. That's really every day. That's all we can do.
You have to play within the system you live in. And I've had that conversation over and over and over again. You don't have to like it. That's fine. Yeah. I agree. Like, there's plenty of things about Canada I'm not a fan of. Yeah. There's plenty of things going on in the US I'm not a fan of. And I know many of you guys can get on board with that. Yeah. But once again, this is the system you find yourself in. It's the playground you're playing in, and there are rules of the playground. And, the faster that you are able to recognize the rules and work within them, the better off you're going to be.
Well, you know what, Kelly, you hit the nail on the head when you said, how did you say it? If everything went right, we wouldn't have a clue of what to do next. If you won the lottery every morning at 8 o'clock,
you wouldn't appreciate any of it.
No, you wouldn't. And then it's not that I appreciate tariffs and all these other.
You're sure going to appreciate when they're gone.
I am, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I am. Like it's like the guy said, just one. I promise, one more oil boom, and I won't F it up.
Yeah. Right? That is such an Alberta way of thinking.
and I'm just like one year with no tariffs. I promise. I will do.
I'll be a
better.
Boy. I will be a good boy forever and ever. Amen.
I will do a better job. Right, or whatever it is. But if you think back in history to whenever it began, right, it's always been political. Yeah. Right, there's always been a side, and there's always been, somebody that believed either side and had to deal with what they had to deal with. That's the way we live. The fortunate part is we still live in an organized state, if you will, right? Where it's still, I think Canada has democracy anyway. I'm not sure about 45 minutes south of my office here. I don't think they do right now. They will again, and then they probably will for a long time, just due to the way I see it. Mm-hmm. But it is interesting, right? It's like you get through this, then you're going to have to get through something else, right? Like I think there was manufacturers, because that's my world, that during the supply shortage, right, when one barge turned sideways in the canal, the world stopped delivering toilet paper.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't even think there was toilet paper on that ship, but maybe.
But it didn't matter because the other toilet paper ship could not get through that ship.
But nobody could, right? That was when the ship hit the fan.
The ship hit the fan, yeah.
That's my dad joke of the day.
There we go.
But honestly, when you think about it, it's what's the next hurdle? There's another one coming, right?
Yeah.
There's another one coming. That's been coming for 2,000 years. And guess what? It's just going to be another one. It's how good do we get at deflecting or reflecting or whatever you want to do with it, right? We just have to get better at it, and we almost have to have a game plan or a set of methods. Maybe that's better. Have a method of how you deal with things, right? When it comes my way, what's going to happen? What am I going to do next? Am I going to bury my head in the sand? Am I going to sit down and figure this thing out? And that's kind of what we just have to do every day. I think the number one thing we can't do is just sit back and let it happen.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, one thing I'm not a huge fan of like adults being is like adults take themselves like too seriously. Right? Actually, yes, there's a lot going on with adults, and there's a hell lot of problems. I acknowledge all of that, but yeah, including myself. Like, I don't like this part of being the adulting thing. Like, we take ourselves too seriously because of everything that's going around. And something that I see from children, like, I wish we could be like children in certain things. It's like when they start to walk, right? I mean, they're starting to walk and they fall down. They just get back up and start walking again. I mean, we have lost that ability to, okay, come, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I think we do it in a way, but doing it in a charm with the smile like that the kid has, and like they don't understand these words like depression, stress, anxiety, frustration, future, goal, planning, and I think many of these words actually doesn't make any sense. It does and it doesn't. Actually, I would argue on either sides. But I think the childlike innocence, not the childlike innocence, the childlike spark. I think when adults lose that, life gets not so interesting actually. So yeah, I think I just want to leave it at that. So I'm a huge fan of children to be able to have the courage to be authentic in a way that adults lose from time to time.
You know what it is, VJ? It's when we stop learning, right? When we lose the ability to keep learning, where we think we've made it, or you're the smartest one in the room, or I've conquered this mountain, right? We never have, right? So if you look at it through a child's eyes, this is just me thinking now out loud, is you learn to walk, you learn to eat, you learn to taste new things, you learn to tie your shoe, you learn to, we get in a position, I think sometimes the lonely leadership role is because we think we're there and nobody else is there with us, right? How do we keep learning, right? So we have this hurdle. Okay, let's figure it out, right? No different than a child, right?
Yeah.
So if we can learn to be like you're saying, right, then we learn more and we challenge it, we beat it. Then we need to be happy, right? That's the problem. We're not happy, right? We do it and then we're like, okay, what's next? Right? What's next? What's next? Like sometimes we don't take the time to just enjoy life either. Right. And I've been talking to my business partner about that, is surrounded by some people that have a drive just to do more and more business, more money, more money, more money, more money. That's not my world. That's their world. And that's okay. They can do what they want. But I see it sometimes eating them up, and it's defining who they are, right? Or they've lost who they are, and it's defining what they want to be. So anyway, that's a little off course, and it is 11:33.
We are past, yes. Yeah, and I think maybe if I just want to add one more thing to your mountain analogy, right? When you climb a mountain, you come stronger to the next mountain. So it doesn't matter what the next mountain is you're facing. You've actually learned enough in the first mountain climb to be able to ascend the next mountain, right? There's lessons in the journey. And so even though it's like, you're right, it's like what comes after a mountain, there's another mountain, you are much better prepared for that next mountain. You learn along the way through successes and failures.
Well, you know what? I heard it like this, Kelly, was just like we do, because I go to the gym, we exercise our body, we exercise our muscles to make them stronger, to make them better. We have to do the same with our mind, right? You have to exercise your mind. You have to learn. You have to go through different things to be able to get stronger at them. And that's what you're saying, to climb that next mountain, right? Mentally, how do you do that? You have to exercise your mind. You have to learn. You have to get involved in things. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people, right?
Yes.
Or not necessarily like-minded, like maybe somebody who's been there, right? So
Absolutely.
That's why everybody listening here needs to join the Catalyst Club, because it's kind of like going to the bulk barn, right? There's a little bit of something for everybody.
That's
right.
Right.
That's right.
I just want to add one more thing is like, it's to be able to practice detachment. Actually, I tried to do that as much as possible. My dad said it for a long time. I never understood it. Like he says, like be detached with. I mean, whether it's like relationship, because like one thing I understood is like whether it's like people or situations, it's not. Sometimes it's going to surprise you. You're not going to get the outcome that you want. So when we're extremely attached to a person or a situation or a company, and it is not responding in the way that you want it to respond, right? It actually affects you in a big way. And if we are, as much as we try to detach ourselves from the thing or the person or anything, I think that will be great, because the good best thing is I have noticed like situations are not going to be always good. So the more detached we are, actually, it kind of gives me peace in a way. That's one thing I want to leave with. And the other one is like, we get extremely ambitious with our goals and everything. And until we put tick marks to all our goals, we are not happy. That's a desire. Actually, if we are able to narrow down our desires and what we actually wanted to do, I mean, like, it's philosophical, actually. I mean, the more ambitious you get, like, you lose peace, actually. So when ambition ends, peace begins. It's kind of very philosophical. It's not business thing, but I think if we are able to narrow down, it goes back to the philosophy of minimalism and like what we actually want. Do we want billions of dollars? Then be ready to go through a lot of days without peace, right?
That's right.
That's what it is. So
cool. All right, Kelly, wrap it up.
No matter what happens in your life, you guys are all going to be okay. Just have a little faith, hop into some blue sky thinking, and it doesn't matter what you guys believe in, you're going to be all right. You have to be able to visualize a positive outcome.
True. 100%. All right. Well, that's it. That is Authentic Live 42.
That's 42, everyone.
There we go.
Later, hustlers.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.